Look at that. 120k car do this way. Door opener, flush, come out automatically. So what we have here, what we are reviewing today, this is the GAC GS3 Emzoom. So as you can see, right, as I'm holding the key fob and I walked away, this car has walk away auto door lock. All right, and you know, it says a lot about the state of the car industry today, that not too long ago, right, let's say you go back to 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when people say, wow, China car, this one, the image that comes to mind is all the very baroque looking, cheap looking stuff and all that. But today, that very same phrase, wow, China car, refers to cars that look like this. Sharply styled, sophisticated, modern, premium, looks upmarket. In fact, at one glance, the GS3 here gives me very, very strong Citroen vibes, all right? Particularly this orange contrast stripes here and at the edge of the bumper, okay? And all the sharp edges of the styling. So this car, right, at one look, this is not a car that communicates cheapness, all right? This is a car that is designed to make a statement, okay? And such is the way the Chinese have mastered the art of car building, that they are able to make things look expensive at a very, very reasonable price. Of course, quality and durability, all that needs further time for us to see further, but you know, in terms of first impressions, the current crop of Chinese cars, if just look at it from looks wise, they have made an impact for sure, okay? So if you park this next to a HRV, the X50 or X50, also Chinese origin, you park this next to a HRV, Corolla Cross and all that, this car really grabs the eye, no question about it, okay? So you can see here the lights, for example, LED lights, okay, with all nicely sophisticated patterns and details inside. Okay, and you look at the character lines on the body, okay? So there's this line here, all this, okay? So it's not a simple body panel, okay? The stamping, the molding of these body panels, all is it points to a car, a body work that is designed and conceived with immense sophistication in mind. Okay, so here you can see this plastic panel here with this little detail, all right, and even the tail lights. This is my favorite bit of the car, okay? So it has this polygon shape here, all right, and inside here this little black detail, so it all looks pretty nice, pretty proper, pretty upmarket. Now I'm not so sure about this lower diffuser with the center exhaust. Let me give you a heads up. Those center exhausts got sport mode one, so later when I start the car, you'll notice that if you press the sport mode, it's actually pretty noisy, okay? And so you've got power tailgate here, and you've got a reverse camera. Not only that, this car actually has 360 degree. And check it out, the third brake light, it has a diffuser, looks like an F1 style diffuser look, okay? And you can see from the way the watermark patterns here, right, it does have certain aerodynamic effects in the way it shapes the airflow around the back here. So here, the boot, underneath here, there's a spare tire, seats fold 60/40. Okay, now as you can see, without the spare tire, all right, the boot floor, you can step it up and down. There's 2 levels of selectable boot floors. Okay, this thing pretty light lah. So you put at the upper of 2 available levels, you've got a reasonably flat cargo floor. Okay, at the side here you can see it's all very bare. There's no power socket here at the rear, but hey, got power closing tailgate, enough floor. Right, so open this, let me just close this and this. All right, so you see here the door card, nice selection of materials. Okay, this is hard plastic, okay, but it's a nice grade of hard plastic with textures here. Okay, this finishing here also is nice. The trim insert here notably is different from the seat material, so but it is done in a way that it exposes a deliberate contrast. So they have these patterns here, all right. Yep, so armrests with molded cup holders, and a single rear aircon vent with one USB slot. Now, height-wise, I'm 170 centimeters tall, and I've got 3 fingers of headroom above me. Lean angle is good, and here I've got pretty good legroom ahead of me, and this driver's seat pocket here is also nicely compartmentalized. Alright, so overall, rear passengers have got a good space here with cooling, right? Headroom, lean angle, legroom, all well taken care of. So let's jump to the front. Okay, so pretty modern looking cabin design. Before I step in, look at that down there. Okay, there's this this tray under here, rubberized, USB-C port. Let me just show you from down here. USB-C port and USB-A port with a 12-volt socket. Start stop button. Okay, so the instrument cluster. This is a color screen here, but this is a monochrome area. Okay, so RPM gauge, tachometer here, temperature gauge, fuel gauge. Okay, touch screen here, so you've got Apple CarPlay and CarBit Link. Now, my experience using this, the Bluetooth pairing is not as good as the BYD Dolphin that I experienced today, but the screen is of typically high quality. Okay, and through here you can have access to things like, you know, driving mode selection, current mode setting, comfort. What else do you have here? So you can also have look at the driver assistance systems features here. Okay, you have auto hold, please confirm, okay, seatbelt fasten, stability control, hill descent control, forward collision warning, speed limit warning, okay, lane keep, as well as active brake assist. So you can see here, center console here, one wireless charging tray here, and this is a blank slot, so all rubberized, molded cup holders, and here this space, okay, I think Chiang left this. Okay, so this one here nicely slotted here for you to perhaps park your phone, okay, or most people do phone, smart tag, touch and go, whatever. All right, so you've got a panoramic roof up here as well, and overall we can see the quality of this cabin. Well, we have seen them one, we have seen them all, the Chinese cars of this generation. Exceptional quality, exceptionally good quality. In terms of cabin ambiance, this is way ahead of the Japanese competition in the market, and I dare say that it looks and feels more expensive also than the Proton X50. Okay, the previous gen BMW X1. So yeah, I mean, for 120,000 ringgit, this kind of cabin ambiance really cannot complain. Cannot complain. So let's go for a drive. So here's a quick message before I continue. It is an undeniable fact of life that many people face money problems, debt, rising costs, income not enough. So recently, I discovered an opportunity that not only solves my money problems, but also gives me the means to help regular people like you do the same. Now, this is not a Ponzi scheme or some money game or crypto trading or personal loan, but it is a way to increase your income without needing to put in more hours at work. So if you want to find out more about this opportunity, I invite you to join me in a free 90-minute webinar where you will learn to see true financial health from a new perspective and an opportunity for you to achieve just that. Now, it may be for you, it may not be for you, but take a look at it with an open mind and see the possibilities for yourself. So to find out more, follow the link in the description section or click this QR code, fill up the Google form, and I look forward to seeing you. Now, back to the video. Okay, so powering the GAC GS3 here is a 1.5 liter turbo engine that makes 177 horsepower, 270 Newton meters of torque, drives the front wheels via a 7-speed DCT. Puts it on par with the Proton X50 flagship, on par with the Honda HR-V 1.5 turbo, and certainly on the go. This car goes with quite a bit of exuberance in terms of straight line acceleration, all right? So much so that I really don't feel like driving this car in sport mode, because it just feels, in a way, to a point, it is over eager in wanting to accelerate. It's as if as this car drives with, you know, like a point to prove. Sometimes the throttle really has that, you know, that Velocity Myvi tendency whereby the initial travel of the throttle, the car leaps forward. But the difference between this and the Vios Myvi City is that those cars that respond to the throttle enthusiastically, those guys have no turbo. This one does. It almost lurches forward, it leaps off the line. So my experience is that sometimes in certain situations can be a bit tiresome to manage, right? And there's the sport exhaust mode, which honestly I find I don't see the necessity of it, but nevertheless pretty amusing, right? For 120k car, you've got like a sports exhaust mode. What on earth is this? Come on. All right. Handling wise, really like typical of most Chinese cars, it's definitely comfort biased. I mean, we take it over poor surfaces, it absorbs all the undulations, the surface imperfections well. But this is definitely not something that you want to chuck about with too much enthusiasm. I would say that the X50 is still sharper handling in that sense, but this is not bad. This is not bad, all right, in a sense that it's competent enough. Okay, it's not something that feels floaty. It's all right, lor. I would say the best I can say is it's all right, lor. I've driven this car for a couple of days, and for the budget, in terms of the presentation, in terms of the performance on offer, you are getting fantastic value for money, no question about that. I still marginally prefer the X50, to be honest with you, right? Even though the X50 only has a 3-cylinder engine. You see, like for example, right now I'm approaching a traffic light. When I step on the accelerator, okay, and you know, we are in slow moving traffic, right? The car feels like it is just wanting to lurch forward and go. It's like early generation DCTs whereby the creep is a bit difficult to manage. But I mean, overall for 120k, really there's nothing to complain on this car. It's a decent looking package, right? It is a car that looks like you've spent 150k, 160k. You park this next to a Citroen or a Peugeot, looks right at home next to it. I can understand that if you are a single car owner, most of you would probably want to default to safer choices like the HRV, the X50, or the Toyota Corolla Cross, and you are perfectly justified in that decision. But the GAC is really not a bad car for the price. I probably wouldn't be queuing up to sign a booking form for one of these, but if you are a multiple car owner, right, and you are looking for something stylish, something that is not too expensive but at the same time not cheap looking either, well, I can see no reason to actively discourage you from looking into this either.